Okay. Okay. We here? We good? We in the pipe? I very, very quickly, hello, first of all, hi there, hi, internet, hi, it's me. I very quickly, and that's in massive air quotes, very quickly, right before the stream, took this track, which I love so dearly from Mario Party 2, and made a loop out of it so I could use it. I could use it this way, and just have it loop. Unfortunately, it's one of those songs where, like, I love it. Listen to this thing. It's a jam. It's a real jam, but it is one of those loops that is like, it's like 20 seconds long, maybe. Let's see. Is that the full loop? Let's see. Maybe more than that. No, it's like 20 seconds long. It's a short loop, right? And so I feel weary of, or wary? Am I weary or am I wary? I think I'm wary of those listening because they become weary when they listen to it too much. You know, a shorter loop is it gets on your nerves easier. It's like the one track off of Mega Man Battle Network. I don't know if it's in Mega Man Battle Network 1 and 2, even though I did play through 1. It's been a couple years now. Oh man, I played that on my CRT, didn't I? Oh, rest in peace. I still don't have a way to capture my GameCube. That makes me very sad. It makes me really, really sad because I spent a lot of time, money, and effort into making a stream setup for capturing like retro games, like you know, PS1, PS2, like that analog signals basically. And there's like a brief moment of time where everything was working wonderfully, and now it's like, well, all my PlayStation 1s don't work, so that sucks. I guess my PS2 works, but I think the cables I made for both my PS2 and my Super Famicom, they need to be remade or like fixed, or I just need to get ones that are made by someone who isn't awful at what they do, instead of making my own. But yeah, all those, like, I think that I've got like audio issues with, I think it's just audio issues with both of them. Like one of the channels is not connected all the way, right? So there's that, and then like my capture thingy that I just tirelessly soldered crap to make it work. Like that thing doesn't work right all the time, and then on top of all that, like, so like, yeah, so like I can't play my PlayStation games, or like I can't capture them properly, so I can't really play my consoles. I can't play my Super Famicom stuff. I don't know. I might have a way to capture Nintendo 64, though my Nintendo 64 is messed up. Like it'll reset randomly. I don't know if I ever fixed that. I don't think I did. And then my GameCube, I have no way to capture it. So like all my retro, I just have no way to do it. And my GameCube is how I capture Game Boy games, because I have a Game Boy player and action replay thingy that lets me use the Game Boy interface, which is better than the Game Boy. It's a complicated thing. We're not dealing with any of that today, though. I just really went on a tangent because I was thinking about that Mega Man Battle Network song. Can I find that real quick? I don't think I have that at the ready. I heard some mysterious noise in the distance. Let me see if I can find the song. Open up my tiny little... What is going on? I just opened Microsoft Edge, because that's like, if I want to have audio from a browser on stream, that's what I use. And I can't click on it. Like, it's not registering my mouse clicks. Oh, it's because it had some window of like, this isn't your default browser. And that that what might have the window so small because I don't, whatever. I have the window so small that that message wasn't visible. Okay. YouTube.com. I'm not signed in. Does that matter? It probably doesn't matter. Mega? No. No, you piece of crap. I fucking hate this browser, dude. Okay, you know what just happened? I started typing into a text box. This feels malicious, what just happened. I was typing into a text box, into a search box, and I pressed the space bar because I needed a space bar in there. And it popped up a window asking if it wanted to import. Oh my god, it just opened 700,000 things. Fuck, dude. It asked if I wanted to import data from another browser in a pop-up. After, like, not immediately, right? It waited until I was typing, and because I pressed spacebar in the middle of my search, it confirmed the text box. I fucking hate Microsoft, dude. Can they just, like, fuck off for 1 second? Okay, sorry. Angry, just looking for a Mega Man Battle Network song that irritates my ears. Mega Man Battle Network 3 OST, and it's, do I know the name of it? Here, let's mute this real quick. Let's mute this real quick. View full playlist. It's like panic music. Which one of these songs looks like Suspicious Mood? No, it's probably Incident Occurrence. This is probably loud, actually. Let me mute Edge and click on it and just, okay, it looks like it's quiet enough. Is this a song? Oh my god, it's so loud. This is the song though. This song in this game, here, let me pause it before I let it play. This song has like it's such a short loop, and there's sections of this game that this plays for a while, like unless you go through the game really fast. And so it's just listen to this thing. It's so easy to get annoyed by because it's supposed to be like grating, like you're panicking kind of music, and it's too short of a loop. That's the whole loop. And it just goes on forever. Sorry, I pressed the wrong thing on my face. Yeah, that song is... I love the Mega Man Battle Network soundtrack, but like, that song is... It's like, stop. Stop it. Stop doing that. Painful. Okay, anyway, I guess we're out of the pipe. And I'm gonna play this video game. I guess I'll talk about it for just one more moment. But like it's a slippery slope. I like to keep my streams somewhat varied, right? But the thing is, that's not how I play games. Generally speaking, I get addicted to a game, and I play it a lot. I play it a lot, and then I stop, and then I stop for a while, and then I probably come back to it because I have a tendency to repeat games instead of playing new ones, and I know not everyone's the same way. So like when I stream, I don't keep things as varied as like popular streamers out there that like play a new game every day. I do stick to some things and then switch up, but I try to throw things in here and there, and when I don't, like, I don't know what the deal is. My brain just goes like, you're doing it wrong. You can't stream this game 30 times in a row. What are you doing? And it's like, but I wanna. And so anyway, this is like the 4th Satisfactory stream in a row. But I'm really enjoying it. I really like it. Oh, I just got a text message. Please don't tell me that I have to end the stream. Oh, okay. I do have a hard cutoff to the stream today, but I don't know when it is. Because I think I have to do stuff later. And I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna play more Satisfactory. I've been really enjoying it. It's been very good. And I don't know if it's like fun to watch, but like, fuck it. I'm having fun. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play that game now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Actually, I did not switch the category last time. I realized like 5 minutes after stream last time, that I didn't switch the category, and I'm trying to keep up on that. Oh, apparently there's a package outside. So I'm gonna start this game up. Hopefully it's not like too loud or something. I'm gonna go grab this package that's outside. I'll be right back. Oh, I missed a little animation back here. I gotta fix that. Okay, be right back. Oh my god. It was a heavy package, man. Not for me. Not for me. I gotta confirm the delivery. No, Google, don't listen to me, dude. Okay. I might have to respond to one more text, but we will see. Whew. God, that was a really heavy package. I mean, I'm a weak little guy, so like whatever. But it was a lot for me, man. Okay, gotta start a Magpie so I can see this game full screened. Oh, does that stutter happen on the stream? That's kind of interesting. I'm curious if it's possible for me to. I'm not going to spend too much time doing this because it doesn't matter right now, but I'm very curious, can I capture Magpie? I feel like that's just going to be the window itself and not... Yeah, that's just going to I mean, I can try it. Oh no, that does capture the Magpie output. That's actually really interesting. So it's probably not going to look any different on stream other than there's an FPS meter in the top left that I forgot to turn off. But this is what I see, and this is what the game looks like actually. Like, this is the game, this is what I see. Should be, especially on stream, it should be like identical, right? But yeah, I'm actually curious. I mean, yeah, the cursor capture and everything works good in OBS too. It's interesting because like yeah, Magpie is, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it's just an upscaler. It's just a window upscaler. It just works really well. Anyway, we my GPU is crying out to me, so we got to make this game look a little uglier because it does not remember my settings, which is cool. I bet I could actually modify the like the files. I could change the files. I could change those files. Because that's what I had to do with like Gamma. Like I was able to modify the config files to make the Gamma load in. But anyway, here's Satisfactory again. I should probably unmute the music because usually when I'm not streaming, I very rarely play games these days unless it depends on the scenario, but I very rarely play games these days with the music on. Again, it really does depend on the game, but like a lot of the time it's just I'll have like something like a video or something on in the background, or I'll be listening to my own music, and the in-game stuff just ain't it. But you know, when I'm streaming, I like to have it on. Is it really? Is the game loud? I feel like the game's loud. I don't think I've looked back. I usually after I stream, I watch chunks of the stream later in the night to partially to be like, was this fun? Was this a fun stream? Should I do more of this? Or like, that sort of thing. I always got to like keep the good old self-reflection going on. But also check audio levels and stuff. I haven't done that with any of the Satisfactory. I probably should. Anyway, this is the factory. Here, let me go down here. This is the new hub area. I don't think I had this set up last time. Yeah, I don't think I did. Here, there's still a lot of stuff that's like temporary, but there's a lot more stuff in place that is like how I'm probably going to keep it till the end of the game. But things like this random foundry here, this doesn't need to be here. I don't have a permanent place for the blueprint designer just yet. So yeah, take all this. I think you have to clear all this still to dismantle the blueprint designer. So I basically just slap that down wherever I can. When I need it. Which I don't need it right now, I don't think. I might have to edit that blueprint, who knows. Yeah, look, things are really shaping up, and I really, really love this about this game, that, like, I think last time we just pretty much put all these concrete slabs down. I love that in this game, it's, like, the whole map is just, it's nature, right? It's a pretty game. It's a very unique environment, and, there's different biomes and stuff, and it's cool, it's pretty, but, like, by the end of the game, you carve out like little areas for factories, and like you don't have to spend time making it aesthetically pleasing. Like I'm sure the reason why a lot of people get confused by like why I haven't reached endgame, like in my previous playthroughs, or like like the last tier of stuff. I think people get confused because they're like, but you put like 200 hours in, like that's more than enough time to get there. And it's like, yeah, but like I like spending the time to like actually make an area. Like this is recently I've been playing a lot of games that I just consider like comfort games. Like it's just comfy, right? And like Valheim for me was like, I keep comparing the two, but it's like, it's comfy because it's like you're building like a log cabin or something, and you're in the forest, and you're like chopping down trees and stuff, and it feels like a very like, I say like a lot. It feels like a very, I don't know. It's you're living off the land sort of thing, and when you like set up your home and stuff, and got a nice cozy fire in your log cabin, it feels good, right? This game is like the polar opposite of that in terms of like what you're building. You're literally just building cold concrete and steel. You're making factory. You're like you're covering up the beautiful natural land that there is. but it's still comfy. It's weird. It's still comfy game for me. It's still like like it's a factory, but it's like, wow, look at what I've built, you know? I love that. Anyway, yeah, here's the new hub area. Love this game, man. It's so good. So good. Where's I got my boombox here. Let's go ahead. I don't know what Hunt Down is. I assume it's a game that was at least published by Coffee Stain. Maybe it was first party developed, but I have, of the soundtracks I have Songs of Conquest in this, and I didn't. The Songs of Conquest is a little too like fantasy for me. So anyway, I've just had this on, and so when I go to the hub, like, there's just some music playing, and it's good vibes. You know, it's good vibes. Hold on. Okay, so I do not... I'm so mad because I actually, like... I feel like I could go long today on this stream, but today I have a hard cutoff, and I just got confirmation. I have to go in, like... probably an hour and a half, maybe like a little bit more than that. Probably a little bit more than that, but that's okay. Right now, in my factory, I don't think we can scan any hard drives. I don't think we can upgrade anything yet. I've got good amount stuff done in these things. There's things like this, like I could do this, and well, I can't actually make this yet. But there's stuff I could make, technically, but it's like, whatever. I do have I have a speed upgrade, and I have 2 stacks. I think we did the 2-stack thing on stream. I kind of want to do another set of these, but actually I think I want to spend my resources. How many spheres do I have? Sphere. Got 33. Like, I could buy another upgrade, but yeah, I think I want to spend my resources making more dimensional depots. So I have the one right here that if I put stuff in, and who knows if this will work, but if I put stuff in here, it'll put it down into this dimensional depot, and it'll try to upload it to my inventory. That's all going to upload. Okay, good. That's not going to clog it. But I have a few more of these now over here, so I'll go ahead and go to those. As you can see, I got the steel frame set, and I'm using it actually more than I want to. But again, I still don't have all the like stuff unlocked from the awesome shop, so it's just gonna be a lot of steel frames and not much else all around. But I really like using these in conjunction with other things. So when I have windows and stuff, I think it makes it for like a good frame. But I don't have windows, so it's just kind of bare right now, but I think it's good. It looks like everything. Like look at the space elevator up there. Like, that looks like it's in progress, like it's being made. It's under construction, and it is. I mean, I don't know what else I'm going to add to it, but it's a work in progress. It's good. Anyway, yeah. So I've got like a couple of these. Let's see. I have these 2-dimensional uploaders here now. So I have basically, if I run out of wire. Let's say, or not if I run out of wire, though technically that also counts. If I start using things that take up wire in my inventory, so you can see it's 1,000 out of 1,000 right here, but let's say I go over here and make some poles, some power poles. If I look in my inventory, I just tabbed out of the game on accident. If I look in my inventory, you'll see, well, it happened too fast. Hold on, let me place a bunch of poles down. Okay, if I look at my inventory, you'll see that this is taken up now, because that over there is loading into the depot uploader, which again, super cool. I love that addition to the game. It is like, I feel like there's a number of things I could have said were missing from the game that they should have added. And this is one of them. And this is a really good solution to like needing things in your inventory all the time. Like, I can just delete these wire. I don't need that. Yeah, I think it's super good. But yeah, I have that here for these copper sheets as well, because that's one of those things, like wire. I usually need at least some of in my inventory because there's a handful of things that just take a bit of wire. So having that constantly upload to my inventory is good. Copper sheets is kind of the opposite, where there's like not a lot of things that I can think of that take copper sheets. But that's also a reason that it's like, well, I don't want to carry it in my inventory because I don't know that I'm going to be making pipelines this whole time. So there's that. And then I think I have one more. I can't remember if I've added any more than that. And that's here. Do I have a way up here? I guess I could zip line. Zip line. Oh, can I make that happen again? Yeah, I found out you can kind of wedge yourself between the power pole and the zip line and just kind of gyrate on it. I don't know. I don't know if I can. Here, I'm gonna jump from here and try to catch the zip line. It didn't work. It didn't work. I don't think I had the zip line thing ready. We're just gonna climb. Here and here. And yeah, so this right here, this weird tower, this was my first test of using blueprints to make repetitive stuff. And it worked out pretty well. Of course, this is like kind of an ugly structure. No, water bottle. Are you out of water? Sad, I'm almost out of water. This structure's kind of ugly. Like, I got just these big old concrete slabs just kind of sticking out. Usually, at least, I like to, if I've got something like this, I like to like take a ramp, an inverted ramp, and just kind of do something to make it look like it's not just a hard. I mean, it's gonna be a hard edge, but like the shape isn't just like rectangle extending from rectangle, you know, that sort of thing. Anyway. Kind of like there are no walls or anything to this. It's not a full-on factory, although like I got like this weird like almost octagonal thing going on here. Whatever, doesn't matter. This is just a concrete factory. Just makes a actually fairly minimal amount of concrete, but I ended up using well, you can't see it from here, but I ended up using like pretty much all of the concrete that I had before that I was using to build with. But anyway, this automatically uploads to my inventory as well. So if I make something with concrete, which I do a lot, it just goes into my inventory. And then if I deconstruct things, it ends up in my inventory. But thankfully, concrete's cheap, so I can just delete it. It's not a big deal. I don't need to sync it or anything. Yeah. I guess since I'm going to do a little bit of show and tell like I do at the beginnings of these streams anyway, which is probably the most exciting part now that I think about it. I might as well go show the changes I've made over here. The thing is, I love seeing, like I said, I love carving out an area and making the factories and stuff, but I also love seeing the progress of how something progresses. So like, the progress of how it progresses. Anyway, you can see we've got a bunch of coal here. I'm grabbing all the coal off the mountain here and bringing it all the way down. And if I go ahead and climb this tower here, we can zoop up there. Previously, we had stuff coming from up there and down this way into the space elevator. That is now disconnected, and it's also not attached to this like factory over here. There's not a big old walkway over here. This over here. Oh, hey, hold on. Let me put this wall here. No, let me put the wall there. Okay. This over here is still there. It's still a place that like I have these conveyor belts that go up into the space elevator, and I haven't decided if I want to keep it or not, but I thought maybe we could have like a truck station here and have deliveries to the space elevator, so that might stay. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, let's go ahead and just take a look up top, and then we'll come back down. It is funny because I was looking at my save that I have, the one that I did with a friend, where we had a base like our main hub area was like right about there. Is that a low LOD cool S? That I feel like I've collected that one already. I need to mark that off if I haven't. Can I make a I don't think I can make a thing while I'm in photo mode. I'm gonna... Oh, I can't even... whatever. I'm gonna guesstimate. I hate the word guesstimate. Why did I do that? I'm gonna estimate where that is, and like maybe here. I don't know. I'm gonna make a tag question mark stamp. They're called stamps. Unclick that. I'm gonna highlight that. We'll go to that in a moment. Okay, I was off, but that's okay. I know what I'm talking about. Oh wait, no, wait, was that where it was? Anyway, the save I had with a friend. We had a base over there. We had the hub over there, and I talked about this before. I did have this area, a bunch of miners on it, and I had I think limestone. Maybe it was that limestone over there, but definitely the copper and the 3 irons, all going up onto this bridge and then across this bridge and then over that way and then up and then over there, over to the center of the lake where I had the rainbow dome, which is where I had like steel production and stuff. But I think it's funny because it's this save. I have something very similar going on, except it's the opposite. I have my whole like hub area down here, and I'm bringing the coal from up there down. So it's a lot cleaner than my other save. But it's funny how I ended up just doing almost the same thing. God, I wish they would have made it so you stuck to these better. It's okay. Like, this is a really steep angle, so I get it. But maybe if I like look up while I'm transitioning to that sharp angle. But you can see I've got like a ladder thing up going over here, which you can't really. I guess you can walk on that. Yeah, the coal's coming in here. I like this little shape I came up with here. This little like offshoot thing on the side that sends the coal down. I don't know. I don't. The thing I do when I play this game is I explore a lot of different like designs of just visually different things. So like if you go from one, like if you go to any of my saves, you go from one area to the next. There's not a lot of consistency between like one factory to another, but usually, and it's not so much in this save right now, but usually like within like an area or within a factory, I try to like, I have like a design doc in my head of like, this is how these machines are all going to be set up. This is how all my conveyor belts are. And so usually there's some consistency within stuff, but yeah, I like trying different things like that. Anyway, it's not a big deal. This I kind of don't like. I do have these little like frame ramps holding this like slab up. So like in my head, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. But I think I might just get rid of the concrete because from below you can't see these ramps. So it doesn't feel good. So I think I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to get rid of these foundations. So it's just frame. And that's fine. Some flowers growing through it. You know what? If you use your imagination, you can imagine that they're coming through the cracks here between the frames. Like nature finds a way, you know? Okay, got power lines going around here. But yeah, you can see I've got these big power lines going over here and then to the center of the lake, which I've built like a little structure around there-ish, but it's pretty much all the same, except I've just replaced the biomass burner with the power from here. I think I've replaced it with that power. Anyway, we don't need to visit that very often, so it's not really an issue. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, not very complete. I made this little battery station over here before I changed anything else over here. It's kind of out of place now, but it's functional. But yeah, you can see all my miners. They're all here. No, again, no walls and stuff. Not that I may not use walls, but I probably will clean this up at some point. Maybe just turn it into another big concrete pad. I kind of am really enjoying the big flat area I made that I'm now like occupying with buildings and stuff. I think it's kind of working out. But anyway, the thing that I had the most difficulty with, which actually, again, just all show and tell stuff, but like my power generation is all right there now. Those are all coal generators. I actually miscalculated when I did stuff, and so there's There should be 2 more. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you can see there's water extractors down there as well. And so that's the exact amount of water extractors I need. It's actually like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit more, but it's the exact amount I need to fill these coal generators and keep them running. The thing is, I brought this pipeline down, I think I had it coming down this way before. Again, now it's over there. You can see it if I zoom in. I wish I could zoom in faster. I wish there was a fast zoom button. You can see that pipeline that goes all the way from this lake up here. We'll go over to it. All the way from this lake, and you can see I've got 3 water extractors now. All the way from this lake, all the way down there. And the reason for that is, and I explained it before, and I kind of want to redo these pipes a little bit. The pipes are pretty loosey-goosey as it goes down there because it's just following the terrain, but at least right here I can make it look a little nicer. I'm going to do that. But anyway, these pipes, the idea was that I would have a pipe up above because from what I remember, the thing over there, okay. I need to do this backwards in order to make it look right. The thing you have to worry about with pipes is head lift. And that is just the concept of... Let me line this up real quick. Oh, it's not going to reach. Can I? Oh, it just barely doesn't reach. Okay, but the pipeline right there, or the pipeline support right there seems good. So do that. And go this way. And see, okay. I'll just have it like this. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let me set this up again, and then I have also been... This is what I've been calling like the... I don't know. I guess I've been calling it in my head the main pipeline, but it's kind of like a support pipeline. It's the head lift pipeline. The reason I have it coming from up here is because usually in this game you have to deal with head lift, and I've talked about this before, but basically if you have something like one of these water extractors, let's bring it over here. Actually, I can probably present this a little better if I use some foundations, so let me do that real quick. Can I build it there and have it work? No, I don't think so. Give me a moment here, just doing my best to explain this thing. Okay, so I think if I do something like this, I should be able to snap this to it. You sure it's not deep enough? What about over here? Do I need my foundations lower? This is a thing you can do, and I have done it. Okay, so I need to bring this down even further. Give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Oh, also, let me check this real quick. Okay, good. That's not stuttering anymore, so my mouse stuff is working. I guess just from like right here. Okay, anyway. This will make it snap to these foundations, which will make explaining this easier. When you have like a water extractor or something like that, and you're trying to transfer liquid, a fluid through pipes, you have to worry about the concept of head lift. So if I have, let's say, here, let's snap this here, that here, something like that. Let's do the stackable one. Okay, let's say you have a pipeline that goes, like, it has to go way up here. Hopefully the game will let me do that. There we go. You have this pipe that has to go way up here. Okay, good, that fixed. Maybe that's where your machines are. They're like on level here, right? Something like that, where you have to get the pipe way up here, so the liquid has to go all the way up here. The water extractors will everything that outputs any sort of liquid, it has a certain amount of head lift, which is just the concept of how high it can push the liquid before it can't push it no more, right? Because things can flow down. If there's fluid up there, it can flow down because It tries to mimic how fluid works in real life, but of course it's not completely realistic because it's a video game. But it tries to mimic the idea that like if you've got water up high, it will flow down, which is how like ancient like aqueducts, like sewer systems, a plumbing system, like how ancient plumbing systems would work. And even today, like water towers on buildings and stuff in big cities, like that's how water do, right? But anyway, the idea is head lift is how far up you can push something. And so if I take these painted beams, which I didn't have the other day, so I can represent this very well, and I bring this painted beam, I think it's about to the center here, so we'll call it here. From about here is when the head lift starts measuring, and water extractors have 10 meters of head lift. So about that far. So let me go ahead and just color that differently. Boop. Okay, so oh wait, no, it didn't boop. There we go. So basically that red part there, you're making it confusing. That red part there is how far water can go up before it starts tapering off and then can't go up anymore. Which actually, so like this is 10 meters and these have 10 meters of head lift. Technically speaking, I think the water can go like here, let's choose this one. That blue piece there, that's like how far it can actually go ish. I don't remember the exact values, but it does so very slowly, and eventually just there's no flow beyond that point at all. Anyway, so this pipe here, you would never get water coming out of this end, right? Because it's too much head lift. And so the like in-game, like the built-in intended, like mainly intended solution for this is using a pump. And so if I try to put this pump on here, you'll see this little animation here of the flow, which I actually might be able to like here. Let's see. Can I do something like this and bring it even higher? Like so. I don't actually know if the visual shows this, but if I try to put a pump on here, yeah, okay, perfect. So you can see the pump has, I think, 20 or 30. How much does it pump? Okay, so the maximum head lift of the pump is 20 meters. So usually, like if you need to bring things up high, you need to put a pump on there, and like you'll see that's as far as it'll carry a liquid. And that's apparently 20 meters, which I guess, yeah, it's roughly twice as long as that pipes or that beam. So I probably did measure that well. Yeah, so that's as far as it'll take it. Obviously, in this case, that still wouldn't work. So what you would do is you would put one here. Actually, you probably wouldn't put one there, but you put one here and then you'd put one here, and you'll see that. Wait, does it actually? That's crazy. Like when you're putting two pumps down, it actually shows the head lift of the previous one. Look at that. Why doesn't it? I wish it would show the head lift of the water extractor. Anyway, point is you'd have to put one here before the head lift gives out, so it would have another 20 meters. In this case, what you would actually do is you would put it here because you have that much head lift, and then that almost brings it as far. There we go. That one would bring it. Wait, can I stand back far enough so we can see that visual on the left? No? Oh, there we go. Yeah, like you can see that visual. Like you can just barely, right there is where you'd put it. And then you'd still be within your 10 meters. So the flow would still be good. And then you'd pump it even more, right? So if you need to bring something up really, really high, you would have to chain these pumps like roughly every 20 meters, though a little bit beforehand. Anyway, head lift in this game is complicated, but I think it's a fun little thing to puzzle out. That's cool, but the pipeline pumps, they take energy. And if you're trying to be efficient, if you can choose not to to have energy, that would be ideal. So from what I remember, and this I still don't know if it's changed, but I think I figured it out, and I think I know how it works, at least now. It may have been different recently. Let's say you had another water extractor and it was up here. This is a fluid buffer, not a water extractor, but we're going to pretend it's a water extractor, right? This is and let's say you don't want to bring it this high because that complicates things. But yeah, like you have this pipeline here, like we had in the beginning, and we don't have enough head lift to get it up to that top point, so it's not going to flow through this pipe. But we have this other water extractor that's higher up. So like if this were a water extractor, again, you measure from like halfway through the pipe and then 10 meters up from there. Can I snap to the beam, please? Okay, I messed up. Hold on. Something like this, and then 10 meters from there. So in theory, that's our head lift of this thing right here, is where that beam ends. So like any pipe within this area, we have enough head lift. The way the game works is it will basically take the highest head lift in a pipe system, and I think there are exceptions to that, but it'll take like the highest head lift in a pipe system, and it'll use that. So basically, if this were a water extractor and it had head lift that went that high, I bring it over here and connect these two. And now, even though this head lift ends there, this is connected to the pipe system and it has a higher head lift. So this whole system should, in theory, have a head lift that reaches all the way. Wait, where did I delete my pipe? It reaches high. Whatever. I'm like explaining this in detail when I really don't need to, but that's the idea with these water extractors coming from up on top of this mountain, is that if I set it up right, I shouldn't have to worry about head lift at all. And so that's the idea. However, once I got things up and running, and I had my one water extractor over here, I'm just trying to delete all this stuff. I had my one water extractor over here. I had one. I think maybe we made it on stream. I don't remember. But I had one going into this system here, into a fluid buffer that I had filled up, all the way down into where my coal stuff was, and what was I saying? And yeah, so it connected, and the thought was this will make the head lift I need. And I realized after the fact that I was wrong. And I couldn't figure out why at first, because it was like, because what I did is I filled up the pipe beforehand, and then I went into the water extractor, and I went, okay, you are you're gonna just do like a tiny amount of water, just so the game knows that there is a water extractor making water high up above. And I thought that should be enough for the head lift, but I was wrong. Let me put that back to 101. And I think the way it works actually is like head lift doesn't actually propagate all the way until your pipe is full. So this fluid buffer being full of water, it's gonna propagate the whole head lift. Whereas if it were not full of water, it would not. It would do something else. I don't know. And so I think what was happening, and I don't want to put more water extractors here, but I'll go down below and we'll do stuff there, and then I'll come back later. Probably off stream. Go ahead. My pipeline, by the way, it goes down in this waterfall. Some of it's hidden. You can kind of see it in the water here. Some of it's not so hidden. It just follows the land. Just try to hug the wall. And again, I'm making this chrome, so I know that that's my head lift pipe. I haven't started coloring things based off of what they produce yet, but that will happen. You can see the pipeline going down here. It goes quite a distance. It even has a fluid buffer over here before it drops down. just in case, just so I make sure I have a nice amount of water. But I'm gonna make sure that fluid buffer is full of water. It's kind of ugly how I have it connecting over here. I'd like to fix that, but it's fine for now. That is full. So I think what was happening before, and I realize my mistake. I think how it works is like, well, first of all, I had it connected down here where all the other pipes connect, right? And like that should be fine in theory. Like let's say I didn't have any of these water extractors and I was only using this as my water source, which I could totally do, by the way. But anyway, like in theory, if I connected it down here, like again, the head lift is technically way up there. So it, even though it goes down, it should be able to lift it back up into these pipes, right? That wasn't the issue. The issue was, I think what was happening is like, okay, these water extractors here, they, I have two sets of them because the pipe can only do 300 meters cubed per second, and I need 600 meters cubed per second, roughly. So they're separated, and that's also why there's a, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't, this place is not very traversable. Somewhere in here, yeah, right there. Right there, I have a thing that goes higher than the other pipes going into the machines. That way, the two halves of the machines, like half the machines get filled before, like from these pipes. You can see this one goes to the right side and the other one over there goes to the left side. So this is a whole section, and then this is a whole section over here. And basically I've got this part here that separates the two. So in theory, these machines will all get filled up before it starts to go and spill over to the other section. Whatever. I'm way over explaining this stuff, but it's fun, man. It's fun. It's fun to puzzle this stuff out. Also, thanks for the follow. I heard the noise. I was just distracted. Anyway, point is, I had the thing going from the mountain, going in here with just kind of a trickle of water. And my thought was, well, these pipes are already full, right? These pipes are already full of water. I had filled them with water. And so even though these can't reach all the way up into the machines, they are pumping enough that the machines, they're pumping the amount the machines need. And even though they don't have the head lift, the one from above should like kind of override that. But I realized the pipes need to be full. And so I might be mistaken about this, because I thought I read at some point that you can like basically, you can have like I don't think I have them, but like the pipeline, like there's like a limiter sort of thing where you can limit the amount of water or fluid coming through. I thought I remember reading a thing where like you could use that way up high and have it trickle down and still have the head lift, but I don't think it works that way unless there's a mechanic I don't understand. But basically, I think the pumps up above, the water extractors up above, need to always have enough water to completely saturate the pipe. So these pipes can carry 300 meters cubed per second or per minute. Per minute, yeah. And so I always need to be extracting at least that much from up high, and that way the pipes leading up to things won't empty out ever, and the pipes will always be full. And then like anything else I need, like I think I can split this off as many ways that I need to, as long as I'm supplying enough water from down below for the machines. It will saturate the points, the pipes leading up to those points where I'm splitting it off. I think. I don't actually know if that's how it works, but I might just have extra water pumping for no reason. But as of right now, it is working. I mean, it is working. That's the thing, is like I'm not supplying enough water from up above to fill all these coal extractors, and none of these have the head lift by themselves to go into the coal extractors. But with the setup I have, and having it split over here, having it split right here, it is actually going into all the coal extractors. Man, it is loud right here. Good God, it's like a factory or something. Yeah, they all got the power. You can see my my production up here is straight line, so there's no dip in the power. Yeah, I way over explained that, but like it's confusing. It's confusing, right? But I think I have it right. I think it's like you can basically borrow the head lift of something higher as long as that something higher is constantly filling the pipes. So I'm very curious to see when I can get the Mark II pipes that hold twice as much. If I connect it to the same system, like I maybe replace all these pipes with the Mark II pipes, but keep these as a Mark I. I'll be curious to see if it still does the head lift thing. Yeah. Also, you can see I've got explorers going around. I really need to repath them. Right now, they're going on a really awful path, which I wish I could see the path. I guess I can make an explorer. Yeah, so God, it's hard. It's hard you have to really math it out. I mean, you can see above me here. I've got notes for this thing I'm working on. I've never, I just talked about this a little bit ago, but like, I've never gotten to the, like, pre 1.0, I've never gotten to endgame, and I'm really hoping that I stick with it this time. Usually I get caught up in, like, making things look nice, which I haven't done too much of that yet here. A little bit, though, a little bit. And that, like, just takes up a lot of time. But, yeah, the first probably 100 or 200 hours of me doing different saves, and again never making it to the very end of the game, it was a mess. And I think one of the biggest things was me realizing how splitting works. So like yeah, I've got this started a little bit. Ignore this ladder that just doesn't connect to anything right now. This might be a good example. It might not be, because it's a little jam-packed. Yeah, it's a little packed. Let me go find an example. Yeah, and I feel like that's how probably most people play the game. And there's nothing wrong with that. When I played this with a friend, they were constantly like, they weren't really complaining, but they were like making fun of me for like putting effort into, like, yeah, this has to line up here, that like we need to make this platform bigger because the conveyor belts will be like not centered if we do it this, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, I think the biggest thing that helped me was figuring out how to split stuff. So let me there's some limestone over here. I'll go show it with the limestone. I'll make a little limestone concrete making machine. How did I miss the whatever? Like I could load up an old save, and I might do that. I might do that because it gets nightmarish. If you don't do the organization well. And I did that once. I did one very massive factory, splitting it in a way that was not ideal, and then it was like, okay, never ever am I doing this again. Is this is limestone? God, I gotta stop covering things up. There's some down here too, though. I'll use that. Basically, I'll go ahead and just zoop this out a bit, and I'll delete these later. Hello. Can I place the thing here? Where? I can place this here, which, by the way, I found out. So I usually do this. Sir, I'm trying to demonstrate something. Okay, I'm gonna have to scare him off. I'm sorry, buddy. Just slap your leg a little. Get out of here. Go away. It feels a little loud. I'll turn it down slightly. Usually I will put a foundation on top of the mining node, and it's working here, but sometimes the foundation is just like a little too high. So let me see if I can put like a, I don't know how far you can do this, like how much you can do this, but let's try putting a 4-meter foundation down above this and seeing if I can place it like that. Yeah, it helps a lot. Like, you can't snap a miner to the world grid, sadly, but you can at least, like, kind of align it with stuff. Yeah, okay, so, like, I can't place this here, and it probably still won't let me. Oh, no, it will. So, this is crazy. I didn't realize how far up I can do it. I wonder if I could do it even farther than this. I'm going to see if I can do this to the extreme. So, usually, I just have it like a foundation. I just lay right on top of the node. Like this one, just slap it right on top, completely cover it. And if it's, oh, see, it's not close enough, so I can't place this down. But if I instead make it so I can visibly see the rock underneath and just put like a 1-meter foundation that matches, and I look at the rock when I'm placing the miner, same exact height, and it matches. It fits in there. It'll let me place it. And I wonder if I make this really tall, will it still let me do that? Oh my, well, it kind of, okay, it does have a limit. It does clip through. Unless, hold on, let me put this all around. Let me see if I can do this. I'm very curious. Can I just make a big old block here? We'll try that. We'll try that tall. Because if I can, that would be great. This is not something I've tried. I figured that there would be a limit, which there may be, but oops. There we go. Can I place it there? Okay, so there is definitely some sort of limit here. Maybe it's just the first foundations that are there. But, yeah, as long as you can see the rock underneath and aim at it, you can lift it up a little. You can lift it up. Okay, yeah, I think it is going underneath those foundations, which is fine. It's not a big deal. We can just get rid of these. That might change if I'll have to mess around with that later. Oh, look, it actually did kind of do it on this. I'm very confused. Anyway, let's soup this over and get the miner down. Just so I can explain this. I don't really need to even have the miner functional, but we will. So usually you got a belt coming out, which, by the way, I really love the straight mode on the belts now. It's not perfect, but it really helps with lining stuff up, because if I can, I will always be like, okay, I'm gonna have this be at a nice 90-degree angle, and then it goes over here, you know, that sort of thing. The straight mode just makes that easier. And actually, I've come across a couple small scenarios where I couldn't do it with the regular mode of belts, which is super cool. Anyway, this thing's outputting 120 limestone per minute. And let's say you got 3 machines. Actually, hold on, let's get constructors down. You got 3 machines that need to take in that limestone. Got 3 of these. I think so. Just do concrete. 15 per minute. Okay, that's fine. We'll to make it match, we'll put this down to 45 per minute, which will match concrete on all of these. Actually, is that the input? Oh, sorry, that's 45 per minute. So let's make this 90, and we'll make the other one 30. I'm really, again, overcomplicating it, but 30. Wait, no, 15. Wait, hold on. 45. Okay, hold on. We need to 15 divided by 45 times 30. Which, by the way, you can do math in these. I feel like they limited the amount you can type in, though, because I had issues the other day. But you can type math in these, and bam, got my 30 per minute. I love that. I wish more text boxes in anything ever allowed you to do math in them. You can do it in things like Unity, like the Unity editor, and I think Blender allows you to do it in some places. Those aren't games, those are just programs I use, but it's such a useful thing. It's such a useful thing. Okay, I'm going to bring a power pole over here, connect these up. We'll actually make it produce some stuff. Wait, am I not getting power? Oh, did I not? Yeah, there's so much stuff. I've never seen anyone mention the math thing in here. I just tried it because I try that in every program I use. Yeah. I mean, so the thing I just did there is like, I didn't need to do it here because I could have just like, I think it comes out to a nice percent. Well, maybe it doesn't come out to a nice percentage. Anyway, like I can see that 66 is roughly 30. And so I could do 66666 repeating, and then that'll be close enough. But basically the thing I did here is like, I know my production rate, my output, and I know how much I wanted my input to be. And so you just divide by the current input, so 45, and multiply by what you want out of it. So there you go. Anyway, I love that you can put math in there. I try that in every program I can, and not enough programs do it. I think it just needs to be, that needs to be a thing like built into Windows or something, right? It's so powerful. Anyway, I'm just gonna have some storage as it's pronounced, I'm sure. And bring these in here. We'll go ahead and merge right here. Yeah, we'll merge here. We'll merge here, and then we'll screw it. I'm gonna do it this way, which is almost spoilers for what I'm trying to show, but it's a merger, so it makes sense. So we're just gonna merge them all like this. I usually do this even though like there's nothing else needing to be merged here. This allows me, like, if I were to add more machines down this way, because I have this one merger here, I've accounted for it. I wouldn't have to like usually you could just do this and it's fine, but this way, if I add more machines, it's extendable. Anyway, I can just use Mark 1 belts here. That's fine. I usually, when merging things or splitting them, what I call like the through line, I try to make faster than the things going into it or out of it, whatever. So I'm just going to use my highest conveyor belts right now. Anyway, so those are merging. So like when I put some limestone into each of these, they want 30 per second or per minute. And we have exactly that much. It should produce at 100%. And so what you usually do at first in this game is you'll take a splitter like this. You're like, okay, I have 3 machines. I need to split my input 3 ways, and the splitter will split 3 ways, right? So you plug in one splitter, and it'll go in there and it'll split it completely evenly, which is exactly what these machines need. They'll all get their 30 limestone per minute, and they'll all output at about the same time here. I think that one already did it. And yeah, they'll be operating at 100%. That's usually how people split things. And it gets really complicated if you do it this way, because if you need anything more than 2 or 3 machines, you then have to do a lot of math. You gotta do a lot of math. I had a factory where I had to split like a few different lines of things into a lot of machines, and this is how I did it. And it was like, okay, maybe these 2 need 30, but maybe there's another one over here that needs here we go, just do that. It's ugly, whatever. It needs 15. So like, okay, we have 30 going down this line, and maybe these both need 15. So I'll put another splitter in here. And then, so because we're only got 2 things connected, these should be split evenly. Although I think the conveyor belt speed might actually change things. I don't know. So I'll keep that the same. So in theory, this 15 is going this way and 15 is going that way. And then like, it gets really, really messy really fast. But you don't gotta do it this way. You don't gotta do it this way. And that's why I thought at first, like, well, they've got to be perfect. They got to perfectly match up. But there's another way. There's a better way. And that's like this. I'll just go ahead and show it. And then if you're not already doing things this way, I can explain why it works. So that's great and all, but if you have more machines, it gets real bad. And the thing you can do, and this is just, it's magical. It's magical how it works, is you can just have a splitter going to every machine. You just split it and then split it and then split it, right? And so we bring our stuff in here, we send it down the line, and then we send it to each machine. And the thing you probably think, I mean, this is what I thought at first. It's like, well, no, that doesn't make sense because you're splitting it in half here. This one's getting 45, which it only needs 30. And this one's getting 45, and you're splitting that in half again. So you're getting, what, 22.5 in each direction. And then, so like this is not getting enough. And then you're splitting it. Well, I guess you're not splitting it again. But in that case, it'd be 22.5 to these and 45 to that. It's like, that doesn't make sense. That's not going to work. But the way this game works, I love it. I love how it's designed, and I love how this works out. Basically, let's go ahead and just stop production here real quick. Let me get some more crap laid out. Basically, splitters in this game, we already kind of explained it, but you got stuff going in. Can I align it with this? No, I can't. I just want, there is a way to align. I don't want to try that. Oh, I don't have it. I think if you take like a barrier, you can maybe change the alignment of the miner. I've played a bit of Factorio. I would like to go back and try it again. It was a long time ago. Like, I think it was still like early access or like pretty early into, like, I think they've updated a lot in that game. I like it, but I think if you're really, really, really into the like engineering side of things and the problem solving and all that, I think Factorio, like if you want it to be more complex, I think Factorio is the way to go. I think Satisfactory is actually a really simple game when it comes to the factory stuff, but they do the simple stuff really well. I think they do it really, really, really well, and that's why I like it. It's probably my favorite in that kind of genre of game. But Factory is really good too. The thing I don't like about Factorio compared to this, like big points are like instead of having like a single resource node like this that you just infinitely mine up, they're patches of resources and they're not infinite, so you're constantly depleting resources. I do like that Factorio has like a tower defense element if you want to play it that way, because the more machines you have, the more it pollutes the world, and that attracts bugs, like big alien bugs, kind of like this, which I have. I mean, I have this. It's funny I say that I like that element of the game when I put these on retaliate, so they don't ever attack me unless I want to fight them. But I do like that aspect of Factorio. It would be interesting with this game if there's a tower defense mechanic in this game rather than just the combat that's there. That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool in this game. Anyway, yeah, I think Satisfactory is my favorite, but there's some really good stuff out there. Yeah, I think Satisfactory, like, I was talking a lot earlier about how Satisfactory to me is like a comfy game. It's a nice comfort game. There's complexity, and if you have the enemies hostile, which they are by default, like there's moments where it gets really tense. But for the most part, Satisfactory is a comfy game, right? Factorio, I'm sure can be when you're used to it, but it's not as comfy. I've also played, I was talking about this recently. I played Shapes, which I think shapes.io is the website where you can play the demo, I think. That's another like automation factory game that I think is really cool, but the balance of like what you unlock through progression and the amount of effort you have to go through to get to that point, for me was way off. I spent, how much time did I spend in that game? I did purchase the full game, and I put 15 hours into it. It feels like I put 500 hours into it. Because there's a lot in that game that is just really meticulous. But like, I can recommend Shapes, but I would say like you might be like me and burn out on it really fast, because to get to the good stuff that makes things easier, it takes like way too much effort, and by the time you're there, it feels like it's not that useful. I don't know. Shapes 2 is out now. I'm very curious about that, but I didn't want to like put money into that game right before Satisfactory came out 1.0 and like burn myself out on factory stuff. I'm curious about that. What else? I was talking about this with a friend the other night. Minecraft mod packs. If you find a good mod pack, which the create mod is really cool on its own, but if you find a good mod pack with a bunch of different mods that have different ways of automating things, and then you have like mods that let those mods connect to each other in some way, that is honestly probably the best like automation game experience you're gonna have. Because especially since like different mods play differently and like they have their strengths and weaknesses, but you can get like a lot of the times that you can get a mod pack where they play well together, where they can be used together. That's honestly, it's so good. It's so good. You have options on how you want to do things, and it's just very fun to explore that stuff. And the very, very cool thing about Minecraft mod packs when it comes to the automation stuff is that I've not seen any like factory game do ever, is there's more than just the factory. There's more than just the automation. You can spend 50 hours setting up your crazy ore doubling, smelting, like quarry mining, like storage system machine in Minecraft, and then it's like this wonderful thing that lets you do all this stuff, and then it's like, okay, now that I've done all this, I can use these materials that I'm mining and smelting and all that to make weapons and armor, and then go fight bosses over here. Like, it's, you have the rest of Minecraft, you have the rest of modded Minecraft to explore. And so it gives the purpose to the automation, and I think that's very good, because I have a feeling when I get to the end of this game, if I do get to the end of this game and I unlock everything, it's going to be like, it's going to go from like 100 to 0. It's going to be like, okay, I did everything. I guess I'm done now. Like, I have all these tools to play with, but there's no more progress. You know, that sort of thing. That's really cool. But yeah. Sorry, long tangent, but like I have played a handful of other factory games, and I do. Each of them have their strengths, and each of them have their weaknesses. There's another game, before I get back to explaining the splitter thing. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's on my Steam wish list, so let me look it up real quick. There was a game I was looking at that looked interesting. I don't think it probably doesn't have the depth that a lot of these games do. I think it's Astro Colony. Is it Astro Colony? Yeah. So Astro Colony is, it's like Satisfactory. Hey Hunter, how's it going, man? Astro Colony, from what I've seen, it looks like Satisfactory, except you're on like a little, I mean, we were just talking about Minecraft. If you equate something like Skyblock, which I think is where you just start off just like on a, like with like a single block, like with a tiny little platform. Like if you imagine this foundation here, let me get up there, jump on this. If you imagine this foundation is all we have, right? And there's nothing else. There's just space around. Imagine we're just in space. There's nothing. Here, let's put some walls down. Like this is all we have, right? There's this one foundation and it's just space everywhere. That's what Astro Colony looks like. And the thing you do is you make like these like hooks, like almost like a harpoon, where you like maybe it's like a grav thing. I might be mixing up games, but like you like pull in asteroids and process them, and then eventually you like expand out your platform, and then eventually I think you can explore to like bigger asteroids or planets and stuff. I don't know. It looks really cool. But I again, I imagine it probably doesn't have as much depth. It didn't look like, I don't know. I guess I just don't know. I would like to check that out at some point. But anyway, let me explain the splitter thing. So instead of splitting this evenly with one splitter, I have it going split, 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 which you would think wouldn't work. But the way splitters work in this game is, let me get some storage containers down. Just so I have something to connect to. Again, if you have a belt output, actually, let me make these Mark 1 belts. If you have a belt output going out of each side of the splitter, then whatever is plugged into it will be split evenly 3 ways. It's like a round robin sort of thing. So the first one goes there, second one goes there, third one goes there, fourth one goes there, fifth one goes there, sixth one goes there, and that's just how it works. It will evenly split these things. And if you only connect 2 belts, it will still evenly split it. It'll just do 50-50 instead of a third each. So like these are still being evenly split between these 2 belts. And so like that's again how you fall into the pitfall of having splitters that then go to splitters to go to splitters that you're very minutely like, okay, this has to be 7.5 like things per second because I have to split it this much. You know, it's a lot. But the thing is, the way the belts work in this game is, actually, I will make this full speed because it will show the spacing between each of these, right? You can see there's a little space, whatever. If, say, this were to fill up over here, this container fills up with stuff, and we'll just dump all my stuff in my inventory. It fills up with stuff. This belt's gonna back up. Oh, it's still, hold on. It's still, let's do that. This belt's gonna back up, right? Nothing's gonna be able to put in there because this is full of stuff. And watch what happens to this belt once that happens. You see, now it's coming more rapidly because it's almost as if there is no output over here. So the full, like everything that's coming into the splitter is going this way. So instead of splitting it in half, it's not splitting it at all. And that's why this works over here. Let me get my stuff back. I need those things. So the reason why this works over here is because these machines cannot hold an infinite amount of limestone. If this machine is full of limestone, like it is now, which it's going to start mining, this belt will back up, and then the full line of limestone will start going this way. And then eventually this one will fill with limestone. And this belt will back up, and then this line will get the full thing of limestone. And then once this belt is saturated, like these two are full, and then this one's receiving as much as it needs, only when there's room in this one will it start taking more, and only when there's room in this one will it start taking more. And let's go ahead and actually get this set up over here again. And basically, as long as you have the exact amount of inputs of your machine that you need, like you're not using too much, like you're not trying to take more limestone than is being provided by the miner, it will, like, these obviously show like 10% efficiency because they were sitting doing nothing for a while. And this last one will be like that for a while, but once everything fills up over time, it evens out, and then they will be running at 100% efficiency because you just need to wait until they all get backlogged essentially, and then the belts will on their own like balance the load, right? I heard, as far as I understand, I might have misunderstood. I think the community calls like this sort of splitting here, where you are manually like finding the ratios of what to split things to. I think the community calls that load balancing, and then they call this manifold. I hope I don't have it backwards. I always thought that was weird though, because it's like, I feel like I would just call this automatic load balancing. Like the belts balance themselves. And you can kind of see it happen, I think. Unless this is starting to... Okay, so this is about to fill up all the way. And it'll take a minute because it is still making... So that's filled up, and so this will start backing up, but you can see, oh, it backed up just for a second. But as more go in there, okay, it's backing up now, and now this is going to start just for a brief moment, getting the full load of limestone, and it does that. Basically, it just takes it when it needs it, once it's full up. Hey, Karen Menu, and that's how. Oh, hey, kitty cat. That's how you keep things condensed. Is you just split as it goes in instead of doing that over there. Man, I'm not gonna have time to do anything today because I've just been explaining stuff, which honestly is fine. I like it, but I like explaining things. This cat. What kitty do you want? You want under the blanket, kitty cat? The cat didn't even, earlier, the cat didn't even ask me to go under the blanket. Like, she was like, cool. She was chill. What am I doing? Right, I'm deleting all these things. Anyway, I've got all this concrete that I'm going to delete. We just made it for fun, I guess. But yeah, like, that is like essential to making things nice and compact, is you just split it as it goes in. You know, it's, speaking of, you know, compact and whatnot, Karamania, you just showed up and you mentioned sushi belts the other day, and this game kind of, the way things are designed, sushi belts kind of don't make sense for the reason I said before. It's like generally you want the full output of the belt to be like one thing, right? But I did kind of experiment with that a little tiny bit the other day. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this because we're not using it. I'll just leave it that way though. Fine, just put that there. So I can show that a little bit. Way over here. Wait, we still have to explore that stamp over there. And I don't have a lot of time today, so this might be just another show and tell, just like literally not doing anything. But you know what? What do I really even do on my streams anyway? Is it really that different? Also, I kind of want to put a thing over here, at least temporarily. I can't even reach over there. Here, I'll put it in the water. Put it in the water over here. I just want something to zipline to. Or zipline on, rather. Oh god, that animation. I'm faster than the animation. There you go. Yeah, so over here, I'm doing... like, almost... I mean, it is technically a sushi belt. It's just... it's not a lot of items, right? And the concept of a sushi belt is that you can see that I've got multiple things. I have sulfur and coal on this belt. And I'm using these splitters to determine what goes where. And this does work. I was able to make this work. The thing that is complicated about this, and maybe I overcomplicated it, I'm not really sure, but like both of them are separate inputs right at the very beginning, technically. I got my sulfur coming in here. I've got my coal coming in here. And both of them go up there, and then they immediately get merged onto one belt. I need a ladder up here. I need a ladder. So basically, I got things compact, so it's not easy to show. But I have them merging onto one belt, and that is going down here, and it's splitting off into these machines with smart splitters. So they know where to go. So these machines get coal in these inputs, and these ones get sulfur in these inputs, and it just repeats like that. So it goes down the line. Again, the same thing I was doing before. I just split things off instead of trying to evenly do whatever. But yeah, so like these are all working. The problem that potentially could occur, especially with my setup here, is things could get messed up if there's more sulfur than coal, or if there's more coal than sulfur. You have to have it either like in exact amounts, evenly merging together, so it's coal, sulfur, coal, sulfur, coal, sulfur. That's hard to say. That's like pickled fowl or gold pickle fowl foot. Was that the hard one to say? Anyway, so these belts are going at the same rate, and these containers are pretty much always 100% full. So it kind of doesn't matter. In theory, the merger should be merging these exactly how it should. But let's say for just a moment, suddenly something happened and the sulfur is like there's way more coal than sulfur. So now this belt is it's only getting coal, right? And what's going to happen is these belts are going to back up with coal, because that's just how this works, right? The first machines have to get backed up, so more gets sent down the line. But then this belt is potentially going to get backed up with coal, right? And that's a problem, because even if all these machines have all the coal it needs, if the belt's backed up, it's not going to move, and so no sulfur is going to get through. I'm going to connect this back up. Like even that little bit, if I hadn't accounted for this, might have messed up the whole system. Like even though the sulfur is coming in as much as it needs, it might have messed up the whole system, because if the belt's backed up to say right here, even if the things are coming in even amounts, if it's backed up with coal and it's full of coal over here, the coal's not going to move. So the sulfur can't reach the machine, so it can't get through all the backlog of coal and sulfur. So the thing you have to do, and this is the way I did it, and it could probably be way more condensed, or maybe not as much condensed and easier to see, but basically at the end of the line, where usually I would just have my splitter stop, I have these kind of like overflow. I think I have it. Yeah. So I have it set. Oh no, just anything comes out. Is that right? I guess so. Basically, when it comes to the end of the line, I have it just split off into these containers, which obviously there's nothing in here because they go farther than that. I think I should have that set to overflow, maybe, where this only will send these out if the line is full. But it works this way. Like things are running at 100%, I think. This is 68%. So I'm just like a liar, I think. What? Why is that? That might need to be set to overflow. I'm gonna try that out and see if that changes things. But anyway, point is, I have this thing at the end where if the belt is backed up, it should start sending things out this way. And I have it split. I actually don't know why I have it split. Why do I have it split? Oh, okay, never mind. This doesn't need to be set to overflow. Set to any, because the overflow detection is here. So it goes a little bit past the line, and if it overflows there, it's fine. I think I could put the overflow here, but it's fine. I don't know why they show it 68%. It might be that little bit of sulfur that I got rid of in the system. Are these fine here? Yeah, these are fine here. That might have just been it. Anyway, so if the belt is full, it'll send it to these containers, and these containers go down here. And the first thing they do, it's a really convoluted system down here. And I don't know, I could follow the line and see how it goes. But basically, the first thing it tries to do is it tries to put it back in the containers it started in. So it sorts it to either coal or sulfur. So I think this smart splitter here, you can see once it reaches here. Come on, auto exposure. Once it reaches here, it will put sulfur in here. And if it's not sulfur, it will send it over this way. And if it's coal, it puts it in here. If something else gets mucked up, it'll actually filter it out of the system. But basically, it tries to send it back to the containers, so it just does another round around the thing. So the belt is constantly moving, which means that nothing's going to get terribly backed up and all that. Also, you can actually see, oh, I guess it's kind of evenly spaced. I did see a big chunk of coal going into the sink over here. Probably because of the sulfur thing I did. Anyway, when these containers are full, which they are full like all the time pretty much, because I'm putting more in than the system needs, it will split off again and overflow will go into this container, which then just gets synced. So things are freed. So that's the thing you have to do with sushi belts, which I kind of want to try. We'll see how I'm feeling by the end of this save, but I kind of want to try doing like a playthrough where like I can't say just one big sushi belt because that's awful, but like really try to double down on that and try to just do a lot of filtering and see what that's like. Probably horrible, but it does sound kind of fun in a painful kind of way. But yeah, I am doing that over here, and the reason I was doing that is because where I'm getting sulfur, I was only mining like I think it was 120 sulfur per minute, and so I didn't want to like go mine other sulfur and try to get it all onto one belt. And because my Mark III belts are the highest I have, I can handle over 240 items per second. And so I thought, well, this is perfect. This is all the sulfur I'm getting is 120 sulfur per minute. And that's like, it's more or less than half of the belt, but that's like half my belt. And so I can just, since coal and sulfur are in even amounts with these to make compacted coal, I can just split it in half and I can just filter it. So that worked out really well. And I'm making compacted coal, which is very helpful. I'm actually making more compacted coal than I'm using, partially by design and partially because I ran out of room for these coal power generators. There should be 2 more for what I designed. And also, I decided to overclock the sulfur thing anyway, so none of that mattered. So I'm getting way more sulfur than I need. Just gonna put that in here. Which they're being delivered by these boys. Which actually, hold on, hold the phone. I wanted to look at my path. This path here is what the. Why is it still driving? This path here is what they go on. It could be a way shorter path, but I wanted to make sure they didn't like get stalled on each other and run into each other and cross over. This right here, my cursor's not super visible, but this part right here, I got lost and went down into a cave and then had to find my way back. So like this is a really inefficient path, but it works. Also, this sulfur delivery is maybe going to be late. Yeah, he's, oh God. It's also, I didn't correct the path. I made a wall here because they, for whatever reason, hit the wall when they come past here. So, oh no, you're getting stuck there too? I hate you, dude. I hate this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make this a bigger wall because they don't seem to get stuck on that so well. They just kind of slide on past it. Yeah. Anyway, lots of show and tell. I'm going to go over to this marker over here and see what it is. Because it looked like it was a cool S. Summer sloop. But I thought I got one over here. So it might be that they're not removing the low LOD. Like, I think I could still see it, right? Yeah, like, look at that right there. Clear as day. And I need to collect those. Those are very valuable. Oh, another thing to note with this thing. Oh my God, I'm just going to be explaining things I've discovered. I understand how the system works even better now. I was confused about it before. The 10% circuit boost is literally 10% of your power grid. So the more power you add, the more you'll still get out. Even this will generate more energy. So because I unlocked this before I even did before I even did coal power, I for the whole game until I can produce the things that makes it higher, am always going to have a 10% increased amount of power, which is really cool. And I was thinking about it, and I think you can exploit that because the power bonus from this scales percentage-wise with the amount that's being generated on the grid. I don't know for sure, and it would be a pain to... I mean, I could test it. It would just take a while. But I think what you could do is make like a stupid amount of biomass burners. Like, here, hear me out. Biomass burners, I think, only burn biomass when needed, right? So if I connect this to the power grid and I put... Oh, I don't have any biomass on me. I have a lot of limestone that I need to get rid of. I'm going to test this real quick. Let me go just pick up some leaves or something. Do that. Let's just toss these leaves in here. See what happens. Is it... Okay, so it says burning fuel, but is it really? I don't think it is, because I think biomass burners only burn fuel when there isn't anything else on the power grid generating energy. That way it's like a backup, right? Like it is programmed to not burn your manually collected fuel unless it needs to. And I was thinking about this, and I don't actually know if it works this way. Right now, the bonus on that thing is 144.4. So let's put another biomass burner down and see if it changes when I connect it. So now this is, quote, burning fuel. Or maybe it was 1.44.5. And I don't know if it takes a while to update. But my thought was, what if you put so many biomass burners that the technical power output of it was 10% of your power, or the other way around. What if the entire factory, the power consumption of it only took up 10% of your biomass burners? Yeah, thanks for hanging out. It was a short stream anyway, so you're probably not going to be missing much. Yeah, I'm going to have to end soon. Anyway, my thought was, you have a good one. My thought was, what if, let's say, okay, each biomass burner does 30 megawatts of power, right? What if your factory only took 30 megawatts of power? This is a really unrealistic scenario, but let's say you have one machine and it takes 30 megawatts and you want to power that for free. If you made 10 biomass burners, so you're outputting 300 megawatts of power, and this thing's giving you a 10% power boost based off of how much power you're outputting, and because the biomass burners wait until there's not enough power, does that mean that you would get the 10% power boost from that? Because these would technically output that much power, but then these wouldn't be burning fuel because enough power is being supplied? I have a feeling like that's a no. Like if I think back to when I first installed that thing, I think it just was I think it was a 50 megawatt power boost, or 5, or what? 50, yeah, I think it was 50. And it gives 500 by default. So maybe it doesn't account for biomass burners. But I do wonder if like that is a possibility of like, maybe not biomass burners, but maybe like having power generation that is so like technically a lot, but you can't actually supply it with that much power, but it won't matter because the 10% from this, or whatever percentage later in the game, takes over. I don't know. It would be interesting to see, but I'm guessing not. I'm guessing they accounted for that. It is a thought I had, but it's cool. It is cool that it is just going to scale with my power generation throughout the whole save. That is, it makes it feel like it was really worth putting in the effort. Oh, okay. I gotta end the stream like now-ish. I'm gonna go see if this thing's over. That sucks. I thought I had another hour, but apparently plans have changed. That bums me out. Fuck, dude. I wanted to work on my thing. I've been making all these foundries. I made this blueprint. Ah, that's fine. Whatever, we're gonna check this thing. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm very upset. Listen, the next stream is probably gonna be me playing this game some more because I haven't been able to stream a lot of it. See, look, it's gone. They need to remove the low LOD things. I have to file a bug report. That makes me sad. I need these. I need these, man. I knew I got this one, though. You know what? It's daytime now. Can I real quick, because I can't do anything else right now. I'm going to check for that hole again. Maybe that hole is here. And I just couldn't see it before. Oh, I don't see a hole, though. I don't see a hole, though. Maybe I should make a little factory over here. I need to be making rods and stuff. And if I just use like this area just for a little bit of iron generation to make just simple stuff like that and do the dimensional storage, might be good. Here, what if it was I'm running out of obelisks. What if one of these rocks is covering the hole and it can be blown up? Like maybe this one? Ow. Nope, no hole there. Here? I don't think that's something you can blow up. Sad. Yeah, you used to be able to slide under this rock. And there was like a cool little zone, little secret zone. I guess they fixed it. I was hoping that before I just couldn't find it because it was nighttime. But sad day. Well, that's a bummer. Like I knew it was going to be a short stream, but it got cut shorter than even that. Bummer, dude. But yeah, I'm probably gonna just keep playing this game. Again, repeated. I wish we could have watched that explorer go on his path because there's a point where he jumps off a cliff and it's really cool. Repeated streams of the same game over and over kind of it gets to me, but I want to play this game a lot. Like I woke up this morning and I had other games at the ready. Yeah, let's have In the Pipe playing again. Are you playing? Oh, it is. I had other games ready, and I was just like, I just want to play Satisfactory. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. The factory must grow. But yeah, thanks for those who showed up and hung out. Like I still had a lot of fun, even though it's just a couple hours. You know, I'm more awake today, which is nice. Like the past few streams have been really annoying because of just my lack of sleep. But yeah, again, thank you for hanging out. Probably more of this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, I gotta go. I gotta go do some shopping. I mean, it is important. I gotta do grocery shopping. We got like crumbs in the cupboards that we can eat. That's my dinner if we don't go to the store. So yeah. Anyway, I go now. Bye bye. See y'all later.